Hi Earthlings, I'm Trice. Wouldn't it be really great right now to have some passive income streams so while the coronavirus is wreaking havoc on planet Earth and stealing our jobs, that the money would still be flowing in? I'm a financial planner and I am going to show you 5 ways to generate passive income even if you have no money now. Why are we just all not floating in passive income, eating bonbons on the couch? Well, 1, because we've never been taught about it, and 2, because the name implies something that it's really not. At least not in the beginning. Let me read you the definition from Wikipedia. Passive income is income that requires little to no effort to earn and maintain. Examples of passive income include, now this is the important part, rental income and any business activities in which the earner does not materially participate. Now, fear not, it's well worth the effort, but as the name implies, passive income, little to no effort. That is true for only 1 or 2 things that I have found. All the other passive income sources have taken effort in the beginning, but it is a decreasing amount of effort and an increasing amount of income. The example that Wikipedia used was rental income. Yeah, that could be pretty passive, and you could even hire somebody to fix the toilet when the renter had a problem. But you need to get the money to buy the property in the first place. That's not very passive. In the beginning, it will take a little effort. But if you got a lot of cash, it will take no effort. You see the chicken and the egg? I'm going to show you first 2 ways that take literally 0 effort. And the last 3 ways are going to show you how, if you have no or little money, that you can start putting in a little bit effort to get a lot of money to grow those passive income streams. So this is how I made over $7,000 last year doing frickin' nothing. Last year, I made exactly $7,356.21, and I did that by receiving dividends from my portfolio investments. Dividends, I'm going to explain them really easy. Imagine you own a share of Apple stock. That means you own the company of Apple. Maybe just a little bit of the company, but you do own the company of Apple. A way for the companies to reward their shareholders is to give them money. And this is why companies pass out dividends, to keep their shareholders happy, and sometimes just because they have a lot of cash on hand. This is the easiest money I've ever made because I literally do absolutely nothing. And my portfolio is not optimized for dividends because dividends or cash on hand or passive income on hand, in my belief, is only useful if your goal is to spend it now. I would rather have the money continue to work. So I do value companies that don't pay dividends, like Berkshire Hathaway. Now, even though this is a very nice chunk of money, you have to have a lot of money for it to start being meaningful. Hey, close. So I do advise, watch this video. I'll tell you all you need to know how to get invested with your first $1,000. But let's move on. If you don't have a big chunk of cash right now, how can you start growing your passive income streams? I have several easy tricks that could make you thousands. I thought I'd take some of my passive income and go spend a little bit at Starbucks and take you along for the ride because I've never done a car video because I don't have a car. Yeah, the car was too loud, so we're back in the garage. Passive income is money that's easy and takes little effort to make. And if you go back to the definition, it will give you a hint of how to start doing that with no money. Examples of passive income include rental income. Rental income is the gateway to lots of streams of passive income. Now you got to think about rental income a little bit differently and a little bit more broadly. Instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to get an investment property and then I'm going to rent it out and then I will have rental income. No. We want to start making money now. Ask yourself, what do I have that I can rent? Everybody has something that they could rent. And I will give you 3 examples from 3 very different clients. Even one that had absolutely nothing. I mean, she had a negative net worth. The first one is I have a client. She is like 30, maybe 31, and she just recently moved into her own apartment in San Francisco. And she has a parking spot. but she has no car. The parking spot comes with the apartment. Beautiful. Rent out that parking spot. You could get $100 or more for it a month. Now, before I continue, ask yourself, would you do that? She was hesitating. She was like, I don't know. What if management gets angry? What if I move? She was throwing a whole bunch of obstacles into her path. I showcase that to show you what really gets in the way of earning passive income is our mind. Maybe you don't live in a metropolitan area with a fancy parking space. I am here at my mother's house. I always used to think she lived in a teeny house, and now I think she lives in a mansion. It's an 1,800 square foot split level house. So upstairs is all the bedrooms, and then downstairs is kind of like just a big room. I'm like, Ma, you could totally rent this downstairs out to Airbnb. Of course, not during the pandemic, but Bozeman, Montana is a hot place to go. There's Bridger, there's Big Sky, there's hiking, there's biking. It's super fun. It's not good enough. It doesn't have its own shower, doesn't have its own kitchen, la-di-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's perfect. Put a bed in there, just start renting it. So really think over in your life, what do you have to rent? Now, let's say you look around and you really have absolutely nothing to rent. Nothing. I still have an idea for you that will cost zero money. Now, if you are the person that only has your room, you rent a room in somebody else's house, and that is all you own besides your cell phone, this still can work for you. I had a client in the exact same position. She did have her own apartment, and she had house hacked and rented out her living room, building a second bedroom, and said, Trice, I'm tapped out. That's all I can do. I'm just going to have to live in poverty over here. I said, well, let's just think about it for a few seconds. And as we were talking, I heard that her parents had a timeshare that they never, ever used in the Bahamas. And a light bulb went off. Because her parents always said, go to the Bahamas, use the timeshare, you can have it. But she didn't want to go alone, obviously, and she didn't feel like she had the money to even go. And I said to her, not only could you go to the Bahamas, you could go to the Bahamas and make money by packaging it as a trip that you are selling to your friends or families or associates or friends of friends, pricing it so that you either got to create a profit or go for free or both. And she's like, how the hell would I be able to do that? And I said, because you have such a valuable asset in your hand. You have free board. And it's the Bahamas. We're not talking about Timbuktu here, but alas, she couldn't do it. You know why? Because she felt greedy. Oh, how could she sell something to her friends? And I said, girl, you're bringing the free room and board. You're packaging the trip together. You're saying this is the airline, this is how much it would go, this is all inclusive. Maybe you're even doing the grocery shopping, but she still couldn't do it. Everybody has access to passive income, but the biggest thing that holds us back is our mind and how we think about money. So look around in your life at other people's assets that you have a relationship with. It doesn't even have to be a familial relationship, just somebody that would trust you if you pitched them an idea. For example, I grew up in Libby, Montana, and we have a cabin up there, and it's empty virtually 9 months out of the year. And it is remote. It's really remote. There's not even 10,000 people in the whole town, and the cabin's not even in town. But there is a type of person that loves to be out in the wilderness. So for me, an idea could be, my parents own this asset. They might not really want to do all the upkeep of Airbnb. I could book the arrangements, I could book the house cleaning, and we could share the profits. So do you see how a little bit of work, and they are bringing the asset, and everybody's getting richer through this passive income? Write in the comments below if you can guess what I'm going to say. But there are 2 things that you need to create passive income fast. Everybody has them, and it's not money. What do you think they are? Be bold. Just guess. You can erase it. I'm going to tell you the 4th easiest way to create passive income, but the 2 things that will build passive income the fastest for any human on earth is imagination and negotiation. That's why I'm standing in my garage. That's what Steve Jobs did with his computer thing. And if you have both of those in spades, this passive income strategy will be easy peasy for you. Create a product, create an online course. This is the most labor intensive. This is the most trial and error. This is the most, I don't know which way I'm going. I have nothing to sell. But once it's up and running, it's like a little ATM machine just printing money. So if it piques your fancy, because the barrier to entry is nominal, anybody can give it a try. I just heard this story about this girl who was a stylist and became a celebrity stylist. And so she sold a course on how she became a celebrity stylist. And even though I can't even do my own hair, I know that girl made money on her course. Because if I was a stylist, I would want to be a celebrity stylist, and I would pay somebody else just to tell me how they did it, to save myself all that time and all that trial and error. It can be done for anything. The things that make them the most successful, if they're niche and they solve a problem. This is the one that takes the most elbow grease, but it really has an asymmetrical risk reward. That is something all great investors look at in investing. That means there's a very little risk if it goes wrong and it totally sucks, and all you wasted was your time. As opposed to the flip side, you sell your course for $1,000 and you sell even 10 of them, you're $10,000 ahead. Now again, what's the biggest barrier? Fear, the unknown, failure. It's all a mind game. There's been no time easier in all of history to become wealthy and create your own passive income streams. No other time in history. This is your time. So go crush it. Now, as promised, there is one more easy, effortless way to print money. I really didn't even want to put this in, but I did promise that I would tell you 2 ways that I make passive income for literally doing no work. Why I didn't want to include it is because in the current market, the interest rates are so pathetic. And what am I talking about? A money market. A money market is kind of like a savings account, but it's not FDIC insured. And the interest rate fluctuates and changes all the time. Like last year, I earned 1.8% over the course of the year and made almost $1,600 for doing nothing and virtually taking no risk. But if you'll see interest rates today, they are less than 1%. Inflation is 3% on average. So inflation is eating 3% of your money, and the money market is giving me less than 1%. If I let that money just sit there and all things stay the same, my money is evaporating. The number stays the same, but the spending power gets less and less and less. I don't advocate a money market in this current circumstance unless you're using it as a holding place to pick up bargains that are going to be available in the future. Ever there is mass chaos or destruction, there are bargains, and cash will be king. If you guys like these type of videos, let me know. I am creating a live course on how to invest in the stock market for beginners and have an investment strategy that you can take away and implement. So over the long run, it's a very, very, very high probability that you'll probably come out ahead. If that's something you're interested in, you can email me at this address below. I'm only taking 6 spots for the course. Since a live course, I want to be able to answer everybody's questions. And until next time, ciao. Is this not the cutest? They put like a little snowman sticker on it. Love it.